Check. Brain, can you hear me call them? All right, I need someone to confirm that they can hear me, because I have done this before. I've done my entire intro, and someone goes, "Where's Corbin?" You know what? I'm just gonna do the intro. Oh, we got a yes from Damien. Thank you, Damien. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Red Seat live stream. My name is Corbin, and this is an extra special live stream, not only because before we even started the live stream, folks, Mr. Money Mike Madness decided, hey, I'm just going to donate a $10 super chat. He said, though, if U.S. lost, Roman would just come back to spring training, and that wouldn't be so bad. Shout out Mike, man. Before stream, he doesn't want the glory. He doesn't want the pop-up. He doesn't want my answer. He's just donating $10 to be a good guy. Shout out Mr. Money Mike Madness. But welcome in to a very unique Red Seat live stream. No way in hell U.S. gets in. Austin, brother, there's a lot of ways in hell that the U.S. can get in. But let's say hello to everybody first. We got Mr. Money Mike Madness, of course. We've got Damien, how are you? Sports, how you doing? Jack, how are you? Steven, Gerald, Carrie, Baseball, Jared. What's going on? What's up, Brent? How are you? So here's the plan for today. What's up, Jeremy? So here's the plan for today. There is this Italy-Mexico game is a very important game if you are a fan of the U.S. team. And I'll show you exactly why. Because essentially, and I might keep this up for most of the, I'm not going to keep it up for the game because, so here's how this works. For the U.S. to get into the quarterfinal, by the way, this is absolutely ridiculous that the U.S. isn't going to get in. That would be ridiculous. But anyways, this is how this is going to work. Let me bring this up a bit. Hold on. Okay. So essentially, the situation we are looking for today is we are either looking for Italy to win straight up. Italy wins no matter what, the United States is in. Now, if Mexico wins, that's cool too, but they need to score 5 or more runs in order to win. So basically, worst case scenario is Mexico wins. It's like a 1-2 game. We're cooked. Okay, so if either team scores more than 4 runs, we're in, but Italy wins, doesn't matter, we're in. Mexico wins, they need to score at least 4 runs. Does that make sense? Everybody on the same page here? Nightbot might need to ban himself. Yeah, Nightbot's pumping out content right now. As long as Mexico and Italy don't just leave us out on purpose. So this is interesting. I've seen this a couple of times. I'm very interested about that comment. Like, low-key, if I'm Italy and Mexico, I'm sitting there saying, look, guys, if we both score, like, let's say it's a 2-3 game here, both of us get in. It's a win-win. It's not morally, no, of course it's not morally right. That doesn't mean that it's not impossible it's going to happen, you know? Yeah, the Red Sox have taken over the WBC, though, low-key. Like, it has been super fun to watch. Also, we get to bring this back. I'm hyped to get this back. It has been so long since we have done any sort of live stream with this on here. Feels good, doesn't it? Almost feels like we're back, chat. Someone did something. I can't see it right now. Give me a second. I need to bring up the game day here. Oh, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I forget kind of how I did this. Oh, I remember. Scoreboard, okay. I think this is how we did it. Yep, okay. So this went here, like so. Sorry, chat. I haven't done this in a little bit. You're going to have to bear with me. And we went down here like this. That almost looks right. It looks really zoomed out, though. Bear with me for a second, chat. I was trying to do this before stream, but the problem is I can't get the game day until it gets going, and for that to happen, obviously the game needs to start. No. Almost. No, dude. There it is. Okay. Top needs to be more. Less. We're almost there, I promise. Well, technical difficulties to start this thing off, huh? Right, we'll bring in a little bit more. That should be fine. Bottom's okay. All right, now we can. Whoa, 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 whoa. And we can fit the Venezuelan game right under this. Perfect. Okay. All right, I'm back. The notification I got. The notification I got was Clip being here for 37 months. My moderator has been here for 37 months. He says, Duran, please save us if you can hear us, please. Yeah, Duran's going to need to be the one, I think. Duran needs to pop off tonight. We need Duran to hit like 2 home runs, which he did against the United States. So maybe he'll do it against Italy too. Masa's the hottest in the tournament. Dude, Duran might be close. Duran has, what, 3 home runs? Junior Camanero's probably close too. But Masa looks good, dude. Masa looks much better than I think a lot of people anticipated. Yeah, I think a lot of it, Dennis, was because Mark DeRosa didn't know that the United States could be facing elimination today. Most safe odds is yeah. So if Italy wins, we're good. If Italy wins, we're good. If Mexico wins and scores more than 4 runs, we're good. That's basically what we need to know here. Is the game even started? Well, there's no audio. Duran's lizard has become Godzilla. Yeah, true, kind of, actually. Why do they say these games start at 7? They never actually start at 7, do they? MLB needs to let Masa do it. Yeah. Duran has probably faced better pitchers than Masa. I don't know, honestly. I don't know that. Well, I guess, yeah. Why can't the Sox put Masa in a better position to succeed? Well, part of it was injured. He got injured. He got injured in 2024 for a bit, and then obviously he was injured in 25. 23, he was brand new to Major League Baseball, so I would say mostly injuries. Which side do I lean towards in the lockout? I don't know. We haven't gotten to the lockout yet. I tend to side with Players, though. He plays better when he plays the field. Well, that's a major problem because you have Roman Anthony, Jaron Duran, Cedar Rafael, and Willie Abreu. And I don't know which one of them you say that Masa is better than, especially defensively. Why do MLB games start at odd times like 7:10? I don't have an answer for that, actually. I know a lot of the reason why he did strike out twice against Skeens, though, to be fair. Or no, he got a hit off of Skeens. He got 1 hit off of Skeens. I do know that part of the reason why MLB has kind of weird times is because they try to schedule it so that people can get here after traffic, like, especially for teams in cities. Like I know the Red Sox had some issues, and that's why 7:10 was interesting. You can have opinion before the lockout starts. No, I get that. I want to wait and see if we actually get to lockout status first before I start formulating opinions. And 2, I would like to see more information about what each side is planning on bringing to the table, because we don't really have much publicly known. Like, we know the general stances of these guys, but we don't know sort of the overall stances. Eaton did crush Scuba. That's true. All right, so we are Team Italy tonight, or Mexico scores 4 runs and we don't need to worry about anything. USA would have beat Italy with Crochet starting. I mean, yeah, USA probably would have beaten just about anybody with Crochet starting, to be fair. Javier Assad, who does he play with, chat? Who does he play for? Why do I recognize the name? Yeah, we need this to not go deep. Cubs? Oh, thank you. What's this game on? FS1. The DR and Venezuelan games on Tubi. I know it's free to go, but like that's I don't know. You're sitting there and you're like, okay, like Tubi, whatever. Dude, also low key. Did you guys see Kyle Teal last night? Or what was that, 2 nights ago? No, last night. Yeah, Kyle Teal low key. Barely Sox. I didn't really pay attention too much to Tubi stock is real high. I mean, I imagine so. Yeah, Teal did get hurt. You know who's coming in? You know who's coming in to replace Kyle Teal, ladies and gentlemen? Mickey Gasper. That's right, folks. Mickey Gasper is currently a member of Team Italy. I wonder if he's on the starting lineup, is he? Who do they have catching? I'm sure they have someone notable catching. Low key, Italy's got a pretty good team. Like it's a solid team. It's just all young kids. Yeah, Bobby, but to be fair, it is only 7 games. I don't know. Mark's been doing it for a couple of years too. This is what, his 3rd WBC or something? Oh, it'll be out of the roster if they advance. Well, that's not as fun. Yeah, Bryce Harper is struggling for sure this WBC. The Red Sox trade Yoshida or another outfielder. If they are going to if they're going to trade anybody on this team, it's probably going to be Massa first. Roman would easily be. Roman's one of the best players on the world in US. He's one of the best players in the tournament right now. Yeah, we need runs. True, band. True. I'm feeling Mexico's gonna hit a bunch of. It would be really nice if they scored like 5 runs in the first inning. Do I think low key that making Aaron Judge the captain in general was kind of a bad move. I would have gone like Goldschmidt or even a guy like Harper who's a bit more emotional. Bregman I think would have been a decent pick for that too. Do I really care about the WBC? I enjoy it. I have fun watching it. I think Harper's a bit better in bigger moments. Both pitchers down at third pitch, or both teams down at third pitchers. Javier Assad's probably one of their top pitchers, I'd imagine. I think they only have 3 starters. Mexico only has 2 real starters, I think. That was the conversation. So I'd imagine no, this isn't their third. I don't know who's starting for Italy, to be fair. Not an intimidating player anymore because he did Bluey. I'm not sure other players are thinking the same thing. Do I think Bregman? No, Gunnar was playing well. I didn't think Gunnar really was a big issue last night. To be fair. No, Giolito's still a free agent. All right, so not a great start for us who needs runs. Not a great start for us. Oh, it is Aaron Nola. You're right. So, no, definitely not their last pitchers. All right, Mexico. Jarren Duran versus Aaron Nola. Let's see how we do here. It would be really funny if they both just decided they're not going to play super well. At least if we lose, I don't have to watch Vinny Capra anymore. I guess that's true. No one's going to take that, Eric. No one would take both those players unless you paid down almost all of their contract. And even then, like, it's going to be tough to find a team that has room for both those guys. You think Mexico's getting 5 runs? That'd be nice. Yeah, I agree, Bobby. I actually low-key, I've been getting a couple comments like, hey, can you break down all this Meyer stuff? I'm thinking about reaching out to somebody who knows the situation a lot better than I do and having them on to break it down. Would you guys be interested in a video kind of breaking down all of these? Mark DeRosa should be fired. I don't know. Like, who would fire them? Who would fire them? Like the United States Baseball Committee? Like, is there, I don't even know. Committee? I don't know. Is more likely than Italy winning? I don't know, dude. Italy's got some. I said it yesterday. Italy's got some good players, dude. More important question: do players and coaches get paid to play in the WBC, and if so, who pays them? I imagine maybe some people. Some teams pay them. Like, I know Italy has like a baseball commission that put together this team. I don't know. Okay. So there is a national federation that sponsors it. Players receive bonuses. It's a 50-50 split of tournament prize money. Players receive bonuses for participating, winning pools, and advancing to further rounds. So there is a money prize. Let me see what the money prize is. Let's see. Oh, here it is. So the 2023 WBC featured a $14.4 million prize pool. Of that, $6 million was used to reward sides for qualifying for the event. So $300,000 per team. Group winners added $300,000 to the wallet, while advancing to the quarterfinals and semifinals were accompanied by bumps of $400,000 and $500,000 respectively. Finalists tacked on another $500,000, and the winner taking home a cool $1 million. Oh my God. That's crazy. Unpopular opinion, I'm so glad Duran is staying on this team. Like, I genuinely think he'll end up being one of my favorite Red Sox players. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people I think a lot of people wanted Duran on this team. Who's the guy with the inside info? So I'd reach out to one of the beat reporters that I'm mutuals with on Twitter to see if they'd want to come on and talk about it. Am I a fan of the WBC in general? I like the WBC. I think it's a cool event. I think it's a good event for the sport. I will say, I believe that the WBC is less catered towards United States viewers than it is catered towards growing the game of baseball itself. Does that make sense? I think that we as United States viewers sit here and go, from what I've seen, right, a lot of the people who don't like WBC are United States viewers who are sitting there saying this doesn't mean anything for the regular season. There's 162 games. Why risk this? Well, that's from a United States viewer who gets to watch these guys for 162 games, right? What about the, random, 10-year-old kid in Brazil who gets to watch once in a while these games on cable or whatever it may end up being and is now seeing a 17-year-old from Brazil play against Aaron Judge, right? Or, what about the family in Mexico that, only really watches their Mexican baseball league, but is now watching them go up against, some of the top talent in Major League Baseball. So it's to me, it's not really for, United States viewers who are watching 162 games. It's more for the countries, the people, the teams that don't really get enough exposure as is. My last video didn't directly address how the Red Sox injuries impact the Red Sox roster decisions. No, I talked about it a few times, actually, in terms of roster decisions. The only one I didn't really talk about roster decision-wise was Romy, and that's just because I don't have enough information. We should be getting information on Romy tomorrow in terms of who is going to end up or what Romy's fate is. I'd imagine it's probably not super great. Although I will say the fact that he got it done yesterday and we still haven't heard anything about it, like usually if it's surgery, we hear pretty quickly. So I guess we'll see, but I don't know, man. If you get to the point, like it feels like if you get to the point for going for an opinion for surgery, you most of the time actually, like when was the last time like a player said, I'm getting evaluated for a surgery and they didn't get that surgery? What's up with the jersey choices? What? Cedon, Rafaela, and Wilyer Abreu? What's wrong with the jersey choices? I'm surprised at how mid-season form the USA Baseball MLB players are hitting in the WBC. Yeah, it is pretty impressive. I hate the idea of Cedon going to second base. Man, 2 strikeouts in a... Well, actually, did Durant strike out? I can't remember. I mean, it is Aaron Nola. He had a 6 ERA last year. My God, what happened? I guess he was injured. Mexico is their own league. This is for countries without baseball leagues. No, I don't think that's necessarily true. Janley was curious. Oh, yeah, Venezuela for Abreu and Netherlands for Cedon. To be fair, I didn't know if Roman Anthony was playing or announced when the jerseys kick, because I had to buy the jerseys in order for them to be here and be able to display once the WB starts. If Roman had been announced right before then, I probably would have bought a Roman one. Yeah, that's true, Dennis, but it's never like a 6 ERA is borderline unplayable. Not even borderline. Like that is unplayable. You know, like that's not great. Should I put, maybe I should put the ways that they can get in here. Dude, Roman looks like he belongs, man. That's Jordan Hicks bad? Yeah, that is kind of Jordan Hicks bad. That's what I'm saying. Jordan Hicks was worse than that, which is, I think, more impressive. Roman should have played for Italy. A Roman Italy jersey would have gone hard too, actually. That was hit. That was hit. All right, we got ourselves a little base runner here. A little double. All right, we need runs, baby. Give me some runs. Let's score 2 in this first inning. I'll feel real comfortable about the U.S.'s chances here. Christian. Yeah, if Roman played for Italy, I don't know if the US wins the middle game. I like Roman scores runs, man. That's what he does. Sox are taking all the best players back from the WBC. Low key, very true. Who the hell is Braden Ward? Braden Ward's a player the Red Sox picked up in a trade. Kirk, dude. That's my least favorite player in baseball, by the way, Alejandro Kirk, if you guys didn't know that. Braden Ward's a player the Red Sox picked up this offseason in a trade with the Colorado Rockies. Tyler Milliken's obsessed with him because he's been fun to watch. Steals a ton of bags, makes a ton of contact. Not really any spot for him on the Major League roster, but fun guy to talk about. Will I show the score? Yeah, I think this shows the score. I think. Doesn't it? Is this not what we used last year, chat? What did we use last year? Am I off on what I used? Maybe I am. All right, chat. I'll try something. Hold on. We're gonna try and get something going here. I have an idea. No, does this show the score or not? Am I an idiot? Yeah, I'm sure Kirk's a good guy. I just hate watching him play. I don't know. He just drives me crazy. He always plays well against the Red Sox. It never looks like he should do well, and then he does do well. I don't know. There's just something that drives me nuts about Alejandro Kirk. All right, I have an idea, chat. I have an idea. Watch and learn. This is production. This is production at its finest, chat. If I could remember how to do this. I think it's this. All right, we're getting somewhere here, chat. We're getting somewhere. Now, wait, this isn't going to work. I have another idea. Okay. All right. Watch and learn, chat. Production levels at its finest, the peak. You're right. This doesn't show the score, but we're going to figure out how to show the score right here. All right. Do we have a home run? He did not make the catch. Italy's on the board. Is it gone? Yes, sir. All right, that's big for the U.S. here. That's big for the U.S. here. Okay, we're getting there, chat. bear with me. I'm sorry. Normally this is pretty easy. We're getting there. See? You guys see the vision now? We seeing the vision? This. Again, if I could, I would absolutely have done this way earlier. But unfortunately, all right, there's that. Top, we only need like... Boom. Fixed. Fixed. I figured it out. Yeah, I know a thing or two about this. You dislike all of those people? Why? In that order? I can't. I just don't find myself hating Aaron Judge. I don't. Like, I don't see him as like a crazy threat for the Boston Red Sox. This is big though. Hold this league now. You don't like Bregman? Why do we not like Bregman? Astros, even though he was on the Red Sox? keyword was. I don't know. I have no ill will towards. I have absolutely no ill will towards Alex Bregman. I don't. And I really don't think Red Sox fans should either. Like, I get it. Everyone's going to be like, oh, he was, he picked the Cubs over us. I don't know. Does baseball have any good villains anymore? I think there are people that don't like Fernando. Agreed, Tom. He's going to be a dog. Oh, wow. Doubled up. Okay. He chose not to. I don't think he really chose not to. And I don't think the fan took that out of Durant, by the way. Manny Machado's a villain. Manny Machado's a villain for Red Sox. I guess that's true. That's true. Machado. I don't know. Like, I don't like Machado because I'm a Red Sox fan, but like, is it I feel like Harper's also another guy. Oh, you know who's a good villain? Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm's a good villain. Scherzer? Nah, I don't know. Does anyone hate Garrett Cole? That's a great villain. That's a great villain. I feel like Machado's effects are minimizing. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like as much as I don't like Machado because of the stuff with Pedroia, it's like you never see him. And he's not really he's not like a Red Sox killer. What's Jazz done? Jazz just always talks crap, dude. Jazz is a crap talker, and he's not able to back it up, like in big moments. Alek Manoah was a villain. He's not really a villain anymore. Cam Schlittler could be, but he had one good game against the Red Sox. If the Red Sox get to him next year, maybe. Yeah, Machado has looked really good in third base this year. Oh, I've watched the video, Mike. I don't think that made him a villain. He's just a crazy dude. Hunter Dobbins is a villain? Albert Bell, a little bit out before my time, I'll be honest. Tim Anderson, yeah, again, these are guys that aren't in the league anymore, though. Ohtani? Nah, I can't get myself to hate Ohtani. Tom Smith? Yeah, exactly, Tom. That's what I'm saying. Like Judge is really good, but he's like not offensively good. You know what I mean? Like there are guys that like I don't know. And then yeah, he doesn't show up in the postseason, so like Garrett Cole I think was the best answer. That's a guy who, one, the Red Sox shove against, two, like makes all these dumb comments and tries to be like this tough guy when he's not. Three, plays for the New York Yankees. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Would I be friends with Judge? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, see, now we're naming people I have no idea. Like Don Zimmer. Like, yeah, is he is he even still alive? Greatest villain in Red Sox history is David Hamilton. David Hamilton, huh? You mean Brewers starting third baseman, David Hamilton? Ooh, rough strike. You refuse to give a kid with cancer an autograph? What? Jose Canseco? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we're talking about current villains, chat. Would Babe Ruth be considered a villain? No, oof. Mexico, we got to figure this out ASAP, please. What about Richard Fitz? Richard Fitz is a villain? If we're saying Richard Fitz is a villain, chat, Richard Fitz may be the nicest person I've ever met. It would be actually super funny after how much hype this WBC US team has and like how good it actually can be to be eliminated because they got beat by guys who took espresso shots as, as home run celebrations. Like that would low key be incredibly funny. Like, would it be frustrating? Yes. Would it be hilarious? Yes. Angel Hernandez? Yeah, that's true. Angel Hernandez was a villain, but he's not here anymore. So, like, Chapman, yeah, I guess that's a good point. Beat by guys who are also American but identify as Italian American. That's good. Hey, all right. We got ourselves a base hit here. To some people, you could make that argument, Mike, that Rafael Devers a villain. I can't hate Rafi. I just can't. We've talked about this before. I got to turn off that donate to Movember. I'm pretty sure I've said that 1,000 times. Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone's a good villain for the Red Sox for sure. But, like, in general, is he a baseball villain? I don't know. He's just kind of a dork. Like, he just gets angry. It's funny. You know, like, it's, I don't know. John Henry. I think there are other owners that would be put above John Henry. I think the owners of the Pirates, the Reds, the A's, the Marlins, the Rays, well, less the Rays. I think those would probably be villains. It's weird, man. It's not like there's no like A-Rod. You're right. There's no A-Rod. Little double play. Nice. All right, Italy. All right, chap. So we're kind of in the middle here. We're like, go Italy, but also if Mexico goes off and scores like 6 runs, that's cool too. That's basically what we're looking for. Italy to win or Mexico to score 4 or more. That's it. So this is kind of a weird game for Italy. You know what I mean? Like this has got to be a weird game for them because not only do they either have to win, but they also have to keep the score low. So there's a ton of pressure on the pitching staff. Like if the pitching staff doesn't keep the score low, it's going to be super interesting. You hate Henry? I don't think you're alone as a Red Sox fan. Yeah, there's only 15 days till opening day. Chat, we're gonna be doing a whole lot of live streaming opening day. We're gonna be doing members only pregame show, doing the game, and then we might do a call-in to the channel and voice your opinions on opening day type video after. So if Italy scores like 4 runs, does that mean even if they lose, the U.S. are through? Yes. Yes. Because that means... Here, I'll pull up the graphic again. Oops. That's probably going to get me demacked. Never mind. I need to do something with Robbie Hyde. Yeah, I do need to do something with Robbie Hyde. That is 100% true. Yeah, Mexico would need to score 5 runs to beat them. Let me take a look at my cheat sheet here. Yeah, extra innings, everything goes out the window. So we're just hoping it doesn't go to extras. So if Italy scores 4 runs, yeah, even if Mexico scores 5. So yeah, if Italy scores 4, we're chilling. All right, so we're rooting for Italy to score 4, basically. That makes things super easy. And then the only way the U.S. gets eliminated is if Mexico has to win. It's not just if Italy scores less than 4, but if Mexico has to win and score less than 4. Anything over that, or Italy winning at all, the Red Sox, the U.S. are in. So a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Oops. So if Italy have 3, the U.S. are through because Mexico would need 4. No, it has to be more than 4. If it's 3-4, Mexico gets in. So if Mexico wins 2-1, we're in? No. If Mexico wins with 4 or less runs, the United States is out. If Mexico wins by more than 4 runs, the United States are in. If Italy wins by any amounts of runs, the U.S. is in. So basically, yeah, the simplest way I'm going to keep saying the Red Sox because this is a Red Sox channel. The simplest way that we can look at this is if Italy scores 4 runs, the U.S. is automatically has to be in. It's not looking good right now. It's the 3rd inning. It is 1-0. So this might end up being a little bit of a nail biter for us. What if Mexico forfeits right now? Then both of these teams are in, which is going to be incredibly interesting. I don't know. I like there's part of me that's like, if I'm one of these teams, I'm thinking that in the back of my head. But realistically, like if you're on one of these teams, isn't it better to fully eliminate somebody now? I don't know. Like doesn't that feel better? That wouldn't feel better than being like, oh yeah, we both got together and we'll actually play this game, whenever it is, like 2 days from now. So if Italy wins by 10, we're in. Yeah. If Italy wins by 1, we're in. Does Team Italy have anyone actually from Italy? Like, actually from Italy? They don't, right? They do? Is it this guy? Mexico's in regardless? No, I don't think so. Let me pull up my sheet again. Everything's so confusing, dude. Wow, nice play at second. Who is that? Nice play. My Lord. All right, Chad, I'm pulling up the cheat sheet. So in order for Mexico to actually get in, they either need to win this game. They need to win this game. For Mexico to get in, they need to win this game. For Italy to get in, they need to win this game. The only difference between the two is that it depends on the score as to who the other one is. So if we go through it again, right? Italy, any score, they're in, and the United States is in. If Mexico wins by scoring 4 or less runs, Mexico and Italy are in. If they win by scoring 5 or more runs, Mexico and the United States are in. Does that make sense? So this is essentially an elimination game for either team as long as they score more than 4 runs. What happens if there's a tie? Yeah, then things get way more complicated and no one can figure out the math for that. So I'm not even going to there's literally this post that I found. This was a guy who does all this like analytically. He quite literally under the post was like, if it goes to extras, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Doesn't it goes to like run differential or something? It gets crazy really fast. Mexico wins the tiebreaker versus Italy. Yeah, but my point is, if Italy wins this, they're not going to be tied. The only way, again, Kyle, the only way that they tie and both teams move on is if Mexico wins by scoring 4 or less runs. Anything more than that, and the U.S. gets in, and one of these teams is eliminated. Sam Aldegraf, has he even played at all? I haven't seen his name once. Like, I literally have never seen that name before in my life. Oh, he's lived in Italy one time. Does that count as like being actually Italian? Like, was he born? Was he like? All right, let me ask this: was there anyone who was born in Italy? Like, is there any true like Italian people? They have like 4 players. Okay. Oh, the guy you just said was born in Italy. Okay. That makes sense. Alec Thomas, low-key, having a pretty good WBC here. I feel like Alec Thomas got kind of forgotten about. Oof. Also, have we talked about Greg Weiser yet? I don't think we've talked about Greg Weiser yet. Can we talk about him for a second, dude? Guy went up against leadoff all the way to Aaron Judge and won? Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, Vinny Pasquantino's pretty close to that, Jack. Italy wins, they're in, and U.S. is in, yes. Mexico wins, and they are in. Yes. They'll have the same record, and Mexico already has prevented less runs than Italy, so they are in. No? I don't know. Maybe. Probably going to be Japan versus DR. All it takes is for this USA offense to get hot, and I think they have a real shot at winning, but what do I know? You thought Bregman versus Weiser was a better matchup than Gunnar? Low-key, Gunner's been more productive this WBC, so although Bregman's walked a lot, I don't know. It's tough to go back. Like, it's tough to be like, oh yeah, the all-star shortstop would have been a better choice than the all-star third baseman, you know? They're losing pitchers. Aren't they just losing Skubal? Like, Skeens is going to pitch again. Webb is going to pitch again. Although Webb didn't look fantastic. Skeens only pitched one more time, which makes sense if you think about it. Aren't there only 3 games left? Quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Yeah. So there's only 3 games left. So, yeah, he'll probably start one. Logan Webb will start one. And then I guess Noah McLean. Oh, yeah, they got Kershaw? Hell yeah. Exactly, Dennis. All right, Jaron. Also, why is Jaron the only one without a picture? What is this? There's a real likelihood, baseball, I'll be honest with you guys, that Noah McLean is your starting pitcher come. If they make the finals, it'll probably be Noah McLean. Who would even be the other one? Skubal's not pitching again. Aren't there only 4 starters? Unless maybe they put Michael Wacha out there. Yeah, I'm right? It's Skeens, Webb. Why did Ortiz? That was some of the worst base running I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that was awful. Buddy was staring directly at. If you go to the foxsports.com, they have a preview that they let you use. Buddy staring directly at the fly ball here, going around second base, knows it's going to get caught, and just continue to go to third. Are they trying to win this game? They can't lose. So what are we doing? Did the lights get in on him or something? Also, I'm watching this glove commercial. What did you do? Maybe forgot the outs? Yeah, possibly. What'd you guys do to break in your gloves? I used to sleep with it under my bed. Hated that. But that's what I used to do. Did you ever run yours over with a car? Yeah, you used to do under the bed. Yeah, it feels like that. I feel like everyone kind of did that. Coconut oil and slept on it. That's what I did. I used to put glove oil on it and just sleep on it. Oil wrap in a ball. I did the wrap once, and the wrap just like didn't work for me. Two whole days of catching with it. Yeah. Man, I kind of miss breaking in gloves for a little league game, you know? Like your biggest worry was whether or not your glove was going to look cool. Peanut butter, really? I've never heard of that. That's what I'm saying, Kyle. Like just sitting here and being like, man. Kept pushing it around and catching with it until I broke it in. 2 gloves in high school. Yeah, I only went through, I'm trying to think. I think I only went between like middle school and high school. I think I only went through 2 gloves. I didn't like new gloves. I didn't like them. I don't like stiff gloves. I hate that. Damien. Let's go Team New Jersey. Future for Braden Ward. He'll be a good depth piece in AAA. That's about it. He's so the problem with Braden Ward is that even if you want him to fight for a bench piece, in what situation would you use him off the bench? You know what I mean? Like as fun as he has been so far this spring training, and as much as for kind of a dull spring training with everybody being in the WBC, what would his role be on the Red Sox bench? It can't really be just the speed guy because guys like Duran, guys like, oh, come on, get out, Birdie. Get out, Birdie. Yes. Yes. Huge. Huge. USA legend John Birdie, folks. Big. All right, 2 more runs and the Reds. See, I told you I'm going to keep doing that. And Roman Anthony's team are definitively in. I love how they got the clubby making the espresso. That's so funny. Which team would I rather have eliminated in pure selfish terms to get a player from the team that's on the Red Sox back to Fort Myers? Well, considering Italy's only has Greg Weissert, I'd probably go Mexico because Duran. But I also at this point, you've already played the 4 games. Why not just play 3 more? Like if you're a position play, I guess it'd actually be Weissert because I feel like there's less of a chance. And please, for love of God, Corbin, knock on wood. There's less of a chance that a position player gets hurt in this than a pitcher, just because the pitching injuries are much more common than position player ones. But that's kind of it, you know? I'm not super concerned with injury. The only one who kind of scares me is the starting pitchers, Bayo, Suarez in particular, I think really scares me. Because if Suarez gets injured, that's a huge loss to the Red Sox. I mean, Bale getting injured too is obviously a huge loss to the Red Sox, but you've got Tolle, you've got Early, but I don't know. Teal got injured. Yeah, true. Teal did get injured. What did Teal even end up doing? Like, how did Teal even get injured? You don't have a problem with his decision? I don't really either, to be honest with you. A serious hamstring injury? Is it serious? Like, is it what Bregman got? We want Italy to win, or we want Mexico to score 4 more runs, and we're getting closer. He's out 2 months. Oh, so it is essentially the Bregman injury. Yeah, that sucks. Does Bayo take a huge step forward now that there's essentially zero pressure on him? I think there's a possibility, Damian. I do. I also think him being able to talk to and play with Sonny Gray and Ranger Suarez, specifically I think Ranger Suarez, because really what Bayo needs to work on is his off-speed put-out stuff. Well, Gray could do that too, I guess. Well, both of them. I think both of them being with Bayo and talking to him, and kind of like Bregman was to like Roman Anthony and Meyer and stuff. Like him being that for Bayo, I think could also help a lot too. Just simply to get him, some sort of experience. It's felt like Bayo's kind of had to be the guy. And not that like, guys like Giolito isn't a bad thing or anything like that, but like you look at the last couple of years, it's like Bayo was your number one starter coming into 2024, and it was a young, inexperienced rotation. Like you think about the rotation, it was what? Bayo, Howe, Cutter. Who am I missing? Bayo, Howe, Cutter. Sale was supposed to be there at some point. He wasn't. At least not for opening day. Giolito wasn't there. Why am I missing a blank on the last two? They're going to be so obvious, too. 1-year deals. Evaldi wasn't still there. Waka was one of those years, or was that 23? That sounds like it was 23. Oh, my God, that's right, Austin. Whitlock was like, you go through the rotation, it's like, okay, 24 was wild. Right, 25, you had Crochet and Gio, but like as much as Bayo could learn from those guys, yeah, absolutely. Like Crochet was becoming a full-time ace in Major League Baseball. Gio was working his way back from injury. This year's different. It's the first year in a long time that you've got that sort of where we're able to have that, sort of mentorship that Bayo really, outside of Evaldi hasn't really had. Yeah, it is kind of wild Gio hasn't signed yet. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see kind of where he ends up. I would be shocked if he went into the season. Although I don't know, we're what 15 days away. We're 2 weeks away from opening day, and he still isn't signed. So I guess it wouldn't be crazy. Watching the Venezuela versus DR. Yeah, I'll multicast it. So we'll put the DR Venezuela score like over here maybe. Yeah, Suarez started Venezuela's first game, I think. Is that right? Yeah, he started the first game. He was all right. Yeah, true, Damien. I didn't think about that. He might be forced to sign a minor league deal. If that's the case, do I do it? A minor league deal? No, because I think the minor league deal would have like an upward mobility clause or it'd have opt-outs. It's like, If I had the choice between early or Tully, who would I want? At this exact point in time, Jeremy, probably early. In terms of asking me that in 6 months, I think the answer, or even a year, I think the answer is probably Tully. Because I think Tully's going to develop really well this season. But in terms of who would I want on the team right now, it's early. He's clearly far more developed than Tully is. All right, I'm going to get both games up here so I can watch both at the same time. What is it, Tubi, right? I gotta download Tubi. I didn't know. Why is such a big game on Tubi, dude? I get it's free, so to be fair, but man, Tubi. Tully starts early, bullpen closer. I don't know, dude. Tolly's quite literally. I mean, Tolly's a little bit more control and a better changeup from becoming a legitimate top rotation pitcher in baseball. So I don't know about that. All right, now the question is, can I multicast? Can I do this? Let's see. Oh, I can only play one at a time? No, dude. Do I throw Tubi on the phone then? Romero breaks out? That'd be sick, actually. Who's funnier, Casas or Tolley? I think it's low-key Tolley. He could be at 88 or 89. It's possible. I don't know that... I don't know that he actually gets there. I don't know that Tolley or Early needs to be a guy who throws 98, 99 in order for him to be successful in Major League Baseball. Like you don't need to be a flamethrower for that to happen. It's nice, obviously. It's another weapon to have, but like if Early with his control gets up and stays up around 96, 97, you know what I mean? Like I still think he's a really effective pitcher. Like Crime Junkies on Tubi? Y'all listen to Crime Junkie? I don't think Casas was practicing stand-up, no. Would be funny, though. Oh, I have to have the Tubi app. Good thing I already have it, chat. The game's on FS1. Yeah, the game we're watching right now is on FS1. But the DR Venezuelan game is on Tubi. So I'm going to put this here like so. Hello. What happened to this? Dude, the iPad messed with its like iOS. Do you guys have an iPad? Messed with my iOS, and now it's like all sorts of messed up here. Whatever. There we go. Oh, Tully. Tully might have had to do it for like a rookie thing. After seeing Tully's presentation for USA, I'm surprised he isn't being requested to pitch for the WBC final. It would be very funny. Where am I watching the game on? Which one? I'm watching the Italy versus Mexico game on FS1. I'm watching the Venezuela Dominican Republic game on Tubi. All right, Mexico's on the board again. He'll hurt himself standing up. True, it is a long walk to the stage, folks. It is a long walk to the stage. What did I say? USA? I keep doing this, Chad. I'm messing up countries in my head. There are too many countries going on right now. This is to watch if USA gets in, but it's also to watch if Mexico and Italy get in. And then we got to determine. I think both Venezuela and the Dominican Republic are in. It's just places, right? Whether they're home or away, I think, is the answer. Is that right, chat? By the way, any big developments on the end of doing a meet and greet this season? Been asking for a while. So I've been trying to figure it out. It's a little bit more pricey than I initially thought it was, but I'm working through some figures and trying to figure out which is the best path towards doing it. My goal this season is to definitely do one. And I'm not going to say 100% that it's going to happen, but I do it's my number one goal over like subscriber count, over any of that stuff, because I do want to do one of those this year. Determines if they face Japan. Could you imagine in the quarterfinals, the DR versus Japan? That'd be sick. Like, that's your finals match in the quarterfinals. That's crazy. It's single elimination in these, right? It's not like double. They're not playing 2 games each. Wait, Josh Hader got hurt? Core's really after him? Core's not after him. Yes, I think Marcel's... Well, no, sorry. Yes, I think Marcel will be on the Major League team. Which games I'm going to? Yeah, I could do that. I'm going to be... I'll be at opening day. Out of the bleachers. Canada is advancing the quarterfinals for the first time in... That doesn't sound right. Canada's never been in the quarterfinals. That's kind of wild. This game is kind of flying by, though. It's already the 4th inning. It's only been an hour. Although, that's kind of crazy to say. Like, it feels like kind of a normal game, doesn't it? Why is the WBC felt longer? There's a pitch clock in here. Is it? It's probably because they're changing pitchers so much. You don't really see that as much in MLB, on the regular at least. Obviously, there are games where you'll go through a bunch of pitchers, but... It feels like the Verdugo situation? No. The Verdugo situation was that he wasn't showing up, he wasn't trying. I don't think that this is what Marcel... You want my honest opinion as to why Alex Cora is riding Marcel Meyer a little bit harder than this? I think the honest answer is one of two things. Because from what I've heard and everyone that I've talked to, Marcel's a hard worker. Like, he's a guy who will work. He's talented, so it comes across as a little bit lackadaisical. But everyone who I've talked to has been like, yeah, Marcelo's knows he needs to work to get in the major league team. Personally, I think that what Alex Cora is doing is just simply the right thing, which is, you know, we're not going to give a guy who had 40 games in Major League Baseball, wasn't incredible in those 40 games in terms of specifically offense. He was good when it came to righties, but against lefties he was god-awful, and it tanked his overall statistics a little bit. I think he's just sitting there saying, look, like, why would we as an organization commit to that? Right? We're going to take the best player, and the best player is Marcelo, but we want to make it clear that, you know, if Marcelo is not the best player, we have other options. You know what's interesting is that it's an entirely different approach to the way the Red Sox went about talking about Christian Campbell last year. Like, even last year, it was sort of like, hey, Campbell needs to earn this, when he didn't need to earn it, right? And I think it kind of bit him in the butt a little bit. I think the Red Sox is sitting there saying, well, wait a second, we can't do that again. We can't be the team that just says, hey, we're definitely not going to do this and then immediately do it. I think they're sitting there saying, look, like, we're going to make this kid work. And I don't think it's a bad thing for them to do. And I don't think it's a rift between Cora or Meyer. I don't think Meyer's causing issues. I just think the Red Sox expect something specific out of him, and if he doesn't hit that, they have other options for it. And to be honest, too, I think a lot of it's also media manufactured. Like, Cora's been asking about it so much over the last couple of weeks. He said the exact same thing every single time, but everyone thinks it's a new story every time he says something. So taking out on Meyer because no, E. It's not taking out anything. It's adjusting game plans. It's all it is. It's realizing, hey, this didn't work last time, so we should go about it a different way this time. They pushed Christian Campbell into a major league role way too early, and it didn't work out, right? And so I think Core at the end of the day, what he's saying is like, look, like he's never going to be like, yeah, the Campbell thing didn't work out. We're not doing that again. What I think he's saying is we're just going to be more careful in bringing up these guys who are supposed to be centerpieces of our team and ensuring that they're actually ready to be centerpieces of our team. You know, like it's as simple as it is. That was Breslow who brought up Christian Campbell. I like, to be honest with you, I think it was a little bit of both, right? Even if it was Breslow, you don't think Breslow has any hand in deciding whether or not Marcel Meyer is going to be in AAA? Like, how is that situation any different? Yeah, I do like StatPad. StatPass is fun. Hey, old friend Brennan Bernardino warming up for Team Mexico. Look at that. No, the reason they signed that big deal was not because he was willing to. What do you mean it was the reason they signed that big deal? I still think Myers should have been given the chance to start in MLB over last year over KC. Yeah, that would have been interesting. What's up, George? That would have been interesting, actually. He had a much better spring training. A much better spring training. Part of the agreement was that he was going to start in the Major League club. Where's your source on that one? I mean, when did they sign Campbell? If we buy merch, do I get a notification? No. No, I don't have it connected to the YouTube. But I appreciate you buying merch. I'd really like to see Italy just pop off here. After what? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they signed Campbell like a month into the season, didn't they? My Tubi's been frozen for a minute. I got no idea what's going on in this game. See, this guy actually gets back. Is Tubi crashing? Tubi crashed? Yeah. This is why you don't have a game like this on Tubi. And you put it on either FS2 or something like that. Genuinely shocked that they would put it on Tubi. This is why I was like, why would they do this? I wonder if Tubi. I think Tubi's easier to access for sure, bands, because it doesn't need you don't need a subscription or cable TV or anything. All you got to do is download the app and it's free. You don't even need to make it login or anything. So that's definitely part of it, but like if you you just got to be like this was like Netflix with the the couple of fights, a couple of this year where it's like, man, Fox 1 still works. Oh. He'll be IL for a while, George. He's definitely not going to be on the opening day roster. He's not even going to get games into he's not even going to get games this spring. What's up, Kevin? Good to see me live again. Yeah. Hey, we've been live all off season. But it does feel good to be live streaming games again. Although I'm not as emotionally invested in these as I probably could be. Juan Soto, home run. 2-0, Dominican Republic. I hope Justin Slayton gets right this year. Yeah, they kind of need him to get right. They need that other guy. How they make money if it's completely free, though? Advertisers. Soto a villain? I kind of love Soto for leaving the Yankees. Is that going to get a run in? It sure isn't. Yeah, our friend, Brendan Bernardino. Oh, really, Kevin? Welcome back in. Feels good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Baseball is back. Meaningful base. We got 2 meaningful baseball games. Opinions on the Sox this year, they're going to be good. I think they're going to end up with more wins than they did last year. I don't know how many more. I said in my official prediction, I said they're going to get 2 more wins than they had last year. They're going to finish 91 and, what did I say? 91 and, Corbin do the math, 71. 71? 71. And they're going to make the postseason. That's my official prediction. Yeah, I think people have underrated 103 wins all day. Man, vamos Mexico. Viva la Mexico. Who's the underrated Sox pen guy to make the team? Who would be the underrated guy that we haven't talked about that makes the team out of the bullpen? I think Tyler Semeniego in these last couple of weeks is an interesting name to watch out for. It sounds like Keller and Watson are all potentially in, which I don't love. Have you guys been watching Watson at all this spring? I have not been incredibly impressed with Watson. Like, I haven't sat here and been like, man, Ryan Watson was a good pickup for the Sox. Like, I don't know. He's been one of those guys where I'm like, okay, he very clearly looks like a minor league player. So that'll be interesting. Cutter Crawford, I would say, is a name that I wouldn't be shocked to see in the pen within the first couple of weeks of the season, even by opening day, depending on how these last couple of weeks go for him. I know that's not an underrated name, but I don't think that's a name many people are expecting to be in the pen come opening day. Man, Damien, I kind of love that. That makes me want to giggle, but I don't know, man. There's part of me that's like, as optimistic as I am, and for how much people hate how optimistic I am, there's part of me that's like, man, I can't say that. Old friend Eduardo Rodriguez is being eaten alive by this Dominican Republic lineup. All of it individually has a solid chance, but altogether it's a lot. Yeah. That is a lot. I could see, I don't know. I could see Anthony. I don't know. Top 3 and 4 is a really big expectation, especially for Duran. I would say I could see Anthony being like 12, maybe 10th. Like, that'd be good. Double play, please. No. We need Italy to score. Oh, I'm behind. That was almost a really good play from Bernie. Man, Bernie. Oh, I was behind. All right, so we need, if Italy scores one more run, the U.S. is officially in. So this is a big inning right here. And then the question becomes, chat, do we put Italy and Mexico on here, or do we change this to Dominican, Venezuela? Come on, Antonacci. Come on, Antonacci. Show me a run, please. I need Roman Anthony in playoff baseball right now. Yep. Yes. I thought that was getting down. There's still a possibility of a tie than extras. Yeah, true, but we're just not going to talk about that, Jack. Probably change to DR versus Venezuela once we're clinched. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the entire Venezuela game, but we'll probably stream to like 10. So unless South Korea or Canada win the WBC, yeah, that's true. Why is there Puerto Rico? Well, I guess Giovanni Moran. Is that right? Giovanni's still on the team, right? In Puerto Rico? Yeah. Five more days for what? Five more days of the tournament? This tournament's going to be over by Monday? Oh. Moran's not being used. They're all kind of, all the pitchers. So I don't know if you caught this. I don't know if you guys caught this in the WBC game right before Whitlock was coming on. But what they'd said on the broadcast is that Cora had gone to each of the managers, especially with the pitchers, and was like, this is when you're allowed to use these guys. So I'd imagine Moran isn't being used because he's on a little bit of a schedule here. All right. Bases loaded. Who do we got up? Mickey Gasper? That'd be unbelievable. WBC ends Tuesday. Maybe we'll stream it, chat. Should we stream? Should we stream the final? KC needs to be in Bregman camp next offseason if he still hasn't got things figured out. Bregman camp. There's Machado making a ridiculous play again. Dude, all this guy does is make unbelievable plays at third base. UK, thank you so much. God damn. How old is Machado? What is he, 33? He's got to be 32, 33, right? Not if who's, oh, Bayo, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I could see Bregman being a manager. That's what I'm saying, Austin. Feels like he's been here for like decades. Oh, it's like, where's my phone? It's playing the DR Venezuela game. DR actually, Loki, has a pretty decent pitching staff, huh? They've got Bayo, Alcantara. Who else do they have? Oh, no. Is Bernie about to walk in the winning run here? That'd be huge. Tubi's crashing out. Go to the Fox One app. Oh, they've got Christopher Sanchez, too. That's huge. For like, I'll be honest with you, chat, for like a day in free agency, I thought Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez were the same person. for like one day. Yes. 1 run in. 2 runs in. Unless there is a tie, ladies. Excuse me. Unless there is a tie, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. is going to the quarterfinals. Whoa, Roman Anthony is going to the quarterfinals. I don't know why the score bug isn't updated. There it is. Oh, only 1 run scored. Okay. So they still a little bit iffy. But unless they tie. Huge. Thank you, Brendan Bernardino. He knew, dude. Brendan Bernardino knew what was at stake. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna help the boys out." You know what I mean? I'm gonna help the boys out. I'm gonna eliminate us and sacrifice that so that Roman Anthony can be a god against Japan or whoever. Who do the U.S. play if they get in? So if Italy will be the 1 seed, U.S. will be the 2 seed coming out of pool play, right? In terms of their specific pool, I think, because they'd be undefeated, yeah. Which means they would play Canada or Puerto Rico. Canada. So it'd be U.S. Canada. That'd be crazy. No, he kind of got screwed by his defense a little bit. I'll be honest. He did throw it by his catcher once, but. What if Mexico comes back, though? Doesn't matter. As long as they score 4 more runs, we're good. Yeah, dude. The DR does actually look unstoppable. Although Venezuela got something cooking here, and it's Wilson Contreras to the dish. Let's go, Willie. Come on, Willie. This would be sweet. Is William playing? William's got to be playing. Come on, Wilson. All right, 2-1. 2-1 on Wilson Contreras here. We got a mound visit. Who's the Dominican Republic's catcher? Sorry, I'm looking. My screen is much smaller here. Rafi didn't make the DR team this year. Oh, that's right. It is Austin Wells. I forgot. How did Austin Wells end up in playing for DR? Like, what was it? What was the story there? Oh, Rafi didn't want to play? Interesting. I wonder why. Wells' mom is Dominican? I didn't know that. All right, 2-1 on Wilson Contreras. Game's back here. What up, Gerbo? All right, that was a ball in the dirt. 3-1 on Wilson here. Come on now. Italy is winning, folks, which is great for U.S. Wilson grounds one through the hole. Is that going to score one? In comes Ronald Acuna. Wilson Contreras gets Venezuela on the board. We do Wilson Contreras low-key is a guy I'm very excited to watch. Not even low-key. I'm very excited to watch Wilson Contreras for the Red Sox. Who's winning it all? I low-key kind of have... I low-key kind of want to say that the DR would take it. Dude, they're just so good offensively. But let's go, Wilson. You wanted DeRosa to be the Sox manager? My God, shooter. All right, so as long as Salvador Perez doesn't strike out here, Willie Abreu is going to come up in a pretty big spot here. Willie C is in about 30 this year, brother. Brother. It's 0-1 on Salvador Perez. Now 0-2. Did he check his swing? He did. It's 1-1 on Salvi. Okay, chat. Here's what I'll do. I'll do play-by-play for Red Sox players only. That way we're not super confused. How do I feel about Campbell heading into the season? I don't think Campbell's done enough to earn a major league spot, and I don't think it'd be smart for the Red Sox to put him on the major league roster come opening day. I think there's still clearly things he's trying to adjust to. What channel is the Venezuelan game on? The Venezuelan games is on Tubi, but if you have the Fox One app, you can use that. Salvador Perez with a strikeout, and that brings, I believe, Willie Abreu to the plate. What year did we have 6 players with 25 home runs? I'm going to guess 18. Do they have 25? 6, 25 plus? JD Martinez. I think Xander got up there. I'd imagine Mookie got up. 2013 could low-key be one. David Ortiz. I think Saltalamacchia. Oh, no, it's William Contreras batting 6. Dang it. I thought it was Willie. My guess, Jeremy, is 2007. Oh, they couldn't get Willie up with the bases loaded. Brutal. It's unreal how Sox players are performing in the WBC. I know, dude. Really is. It really is been genuinely surprising. Jackie Bradley had 25 plus home runs in 2018. That team was on crack, dude. That team was on crack. Who were the 6 then? I don't think Trace Thompson's with the Woo Sox anymore. Eaton, yeah, Eaton's looked good. Who were the 6? JD, Xander, Mookie. Jackie Bradley's obviously one of them. Got him. What a great throw. Oh, my God. Moreland had 25 plus in 2018. Mitch Moreland had 25 plus. Were they all for the... Yeah, they must have all been for the Red Sox. So that's 5. We still don't have 6, though. Devers? There's no way. I don't think Devers played enough games to have 25 plus. You got a different answer? What did the answer tell you? I'm looking it up. No, there's no way Vasquez. No, dude. There were only 2 people with 25 plus home runs. It was JD with 43, Mookie with 32. And no. Yeah. There were only 2 people with 25 plus in 18. Yeah, dude. Sometimes I miss JD too. 2007, they only had 1 person with 25 plus. This is what I'm talking about. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Red Sox need power. The Red Sox were a powerhouse team in 2007. They had 3 players with over 20 home runs, and 2 of them were 20 and 21. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2003, they had 5 players with 25 or more home runs. Jason Varitek, Kevin Millar, Nomar, Manny, Trot, and Poppy. I don't think it was 2013. No, dude. 2013, they had 2 players with over 20 plus home runs. And yet, again, we sit here and everyone's like, oh my God, they need more 20 plus home run guys. Mike Napoli hit 23, Poppy hit 30, and that's it. The next closest is 17, Will Middlebrooks. I'm fine with our roster. If we need a power bat, we can get at the deadline. True. It's a good point. It should be like relatively. The problem is with being like, oh, we'll just add a bat at the deadline is going to be where do you put that bat? Like that's going to be the biggest conversation you have. And is that bat Tristan Casas? Like low key, is that bat Tristan Casas? Is Soto the best left-handed hitter in the game? No, it's Ohtani. Until Ohtani either falls off a cliff or retires, it's Ohtani. But Soto's probably two. Right? Who else would be in there? Jordan, but Jordan's got to stay healthy, and he's in that conversation, I think. Yeah, that's true, shooter. But then no, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, are you even going to need the power bat at the deadline? Chat, I've been dealing with being sick for like a week and a half. I don't know if you've noticed in my videos, dude. I'm so stuffed up. It's crazy. This is the first day in like maybe a week and a half I've been able to breathe, or at least a week I've been able to breathe. And even then I'm like struggling here. It's crazy. I don't know what went in there. He had Jordan day one in MLB show. Should I do an MLB show stream? Will Sox trade for Tatis Jr. with the Padres sale? No. Even with the Padres sale, like you need a couple established superstars to be there. I might make a video on Durant tomorrow. Oh my God, that's it for the Red Sox or for the U.S. We're chilling. Dude, Team Italy is terrifying. like I'm genuinely scared of Team Italy. Like, are they gonna be the team of destiny? They have more home runs than the Dominican Republic. Team Italy has more home runs than the Dominican Republic. Think about that for a second. Vinny's doing 2 shots of espresso too during this game. He might hit a fourth. he might hit 4 home runs. You love America, but yeah, dude. I saw some take that like I hate the take that like, oh, the US looks good because it looks like they've been there before. Like, brother, have some fun. You know, like enjoy yourself. What is the US's celebration? They don't even have a celebration. Mexico has the sombrero. Italy has espressos. Wow, good inning from Erod there. The DR has their jacket. My God. All Italy does is hit, yeah, all Italy does is hit tanks and drink espresso, dude. Put on nice suits. I love that. Did you hear the story behind that? That the actual like Italian baseball federation sent these guys suits. That's like what they sent them for joining the team. This tournament is great. USA should use high minors prospects as arms and stretch them out. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I feel like low key, like I don't know. It almost feels like Team US is like yeah, they're made men. Italy's making them, yeah. They are basically all Italian New Jerseys, to be fair. But yeah, like it's almost felt like US is like, yeah, we're the most talented team. And like they on paper they might be. Like I still think DR is pretty damn close. But like they're probably the most talented, and I think they kind of knew that, and I wonder if that had anything to do. How many of these guys have been to Italy? It's got to be less than half. It has to be less than half. They all had to go? No, Jack said in an interview with Ken Griffey Jr., he's only been to Italy when he was super young. And that was like right before the US game. So I don't think so. I thought the Federation came to them. This might be the most challenging live stream I've ever had. Because not only do I have to talk, I have to pay attention to the Italy-Mexico game, which we can... Willie Abreu's up, ladies and gentlemen. Lock in. 0-1 on Willie Abreu. Bottom of the second inning. 2-1 here. Here's the pitch. Check swing, no swing, ball one. It's now 1-1 on Willie Abreu. Having himself an okay WBC. Like, if we're going to talk about any guy who I thought was going to be a monster in the WBC, I thought it might low-key be Willie, but it's been fine. He's driven in a couple of runs. It's only been 3 games, so I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But I definitely thought he was going to be a bit more. Anyways, swing and a miss, 1-2. Swinging again at another pitch, another sinker on the outside part of the zone here. Count remains 1-2. Your Scottish and Irish was wondering where Ireland was. Yeah, I'm not sure that Ireland put together enough players to be a team. Been quieter than you expected? Yeah, that's kind of the same. I figured you'd have at least 1 home run by now. Another foul ball, this time on a fastball, up and in on him. Count remains 1-2 for Willie Abreu. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I was expecting more home run pop from earlier, but Venezuela, I guess outside of Luis Arias and Acuna hasn't really. There's a good base hit from Willie. All right, hits the ball pretty much pretty much back up the middle here. Went off the second baseman, but that ball was scorched. That had to have been 100+ miles an hour. There was no way that the second baseman had any shot at that baseball. Yeah, the Red Sox were linked a bit to Pasquantino. Is Pasquatch an underrated or an undervalued MLB player? I wonder if the Royals fall out of it. Royals make him. I think the Royals already kind of low-key made him available with Jack Caglione at first base there. I think they would trade him. I don't know about undervalued so much. Like Pasquantino's good. He had a little bit of a rough season last year though. Like not in terms of like he was terrible, but in terms of like what the Royals want for him, I don't know that you would trade that much. And I think that's why he hasn't been traded. But yeah, this offseason we heard that the Royals would consider trading him. Willie Abreu was attempting to steal second. Foul ball. Tovar, you gotta let Willie loose, dude. Damn. Willie knows that you can run all over Austin Wells. Venezuela kind of been out pitching people, huh? 2nd in ERA, 4th in WHIP, and 6th in opponent average. Would love to go to Italy. I went to Italy my sophomore year of high school. It was incredible. Oh, speaking of that, chat, I got a ridiculous story. I went to go get a passport because I lost my passport expired a while ago. And then I lost it because, well, it was expired. What do I need to keep track of it for? So I went to get a new passport because I'm flying and I don't have a real ID. So I was like, I'll just get a passport in case me and my fiance go somewhere for our wedding. So anyways, I'm in the post office. And did you know you get charged if you lose your passport? Don't lose your passport, even if it's expired. My passport's been expired for 6 years. I still got charged like $90 for it. Crazy. Does Whitlock have potential future closer? Yes. Short answer, Eric, yes, absolutely. 100% does. Might honestly be a little bit of a closer this year, too. Italy is huge, bigger than Florida. Isn't that a weird thing to say? Like, Italy's super massive. It's a little bit bigger than one of the United States states. $90 is steep. That's what I'm saying, dude. And it was at the post office, so it's not like I got ripped off. Like, I went to a U.S. post office. I was like, okay. Like, this is a bit ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Maybe it wasn't 100. Maybe it was like $50. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was 90 for the new passport, 50 for the lost passport. So it was like $140 total. So you gotta be kidding me. Like, this is ridiculous. No one cares about this. I'm sorry, but I need to get that off my chest. I was dealing with that today. Yeah, that's true, Eric. But I just think it's funny that, like, we're sitting here and being like, yeah, Italy's this big country. It's like, well, not really. Good to know. Yeah. Well, have you had one before? Because if you've had one, it doesn't really matter. So then you're good. You won't be charged for losing one. Mine was like, it'll probably be around that for you too. It'll probably be like $100 to get one. All right, Jaron, come on, baby. U.S. is set now? Yeah. All right. Oh, 1-0 on Jaron Duran, who's been pretty ridiculous this WBC. Not that big. I mean, for a country in Europe specifically, it's not like a tiny one. It's just skinny. All right, Jaron, come on. Sox are showing everybody up? True. Duran coming back a new man and in an MVP race? Oh, man. It's a lot of pressure. When does the game enter the mercy rule? 10 runs, 15 runs by the 5th, or 10 runs by the 7th, I think. Is that right, chap? All right, 2-0 on Jaron Duran. Runner on first. Italy up 6-0 on Mexico. They've been surprising everybody. That was a nice pitch from Graceffo. Tatis gets thrown out at first base while we're doing this. A nice stretch from Wilson Contreras. Looks good defensively, chap. All right, 2-0 pitch to Jaron Duran here. That's getting grounded to first base. It's going to be 1 out, and he's not even going to try. So Jaron Duran reaches first, but not a fantastic hit by him. Do I know which other countries didn't make the cut for the WBC? China didn't make the cut. There was another team that didn't make the cut that I forget about now. No, Great Britain was in the tournament. I know it was China who didn't make it. I don't know. Netherlands? No, the Netherlands was playing. What's the difference between China and Chinese Taipei? Chinese Taipei is Taiwan, I believe. Italy is winning because Mr. Corleone attends each game. Why don't they call it Taiwan? I don't know enough about international politics to answer that. I believe Australia's been eliminated. Yeah, no. He's talking about, so if you guys don't know, there are teams that automatically get into this tournament. The Dominican Republic, Japan, and the United States are automatically in. I think those three are in. And then other teams like Nicaragua, Netherlands, Cuba, Brazil, and others, they got to play a separate tournament to get into this tournament. And they could adjust their rosters coming into this tournament. Oh, man. Ketel Marte just went yard. Real yard. So there's actually a pre-tournament to this tournament. So what he's talking about is that tournament. Are there teams that participated in that tournament that didn't make it? The answer is yeah, obviously. I think it's only the top 6 or 8 teams that make it, I think. Hey, Jaren Ranch stole a bag. Okay, so Italy plays Puerto Rico. If they win this game, and U.S. plays Canada, that'll be a fun one. Man, the DR is having the time of their lives, Chad. The DR is just having the time of their lives. And the U.S. looks like they're playing like you know, like it really does. Mexico's kind of cooked right now, low key. They're just not. They're kind of pooping themselves a little bit. Nobody's playing well. Arana's the only one with an extra base hit. From now on, is it single elimination? Yeah, I think I was asking that earlier. I think it is. I think it's single elimination. Because the tournament ends. I was told the tournament ends early next week on Tuesday. So, yeah. It's single elimination. You'd like to see Crochet pitch in the WBC? Yeah, it would have been cool. I understand why I didn't want to, but you bet Dave Roberts? I don't know, dude. If they don't let MLB players play in the Olympics, why he's not gonna be able to? Yeah, that's correct, Rich. No matter what happens, the U.S. will be in unless they tie. Imagine we had Marte instead of Durbin. Yeah, it would have been. Would have been interesting. This is why when we first talked about like we like the first couple weeks we talked about the Marte Bregman stuff. Me and you guys and kind of a lot of people were saying like you gotta pick, right? You can't play this. Well, we'll wait one out and then make the decision on the other. Like you had to pick a lane and do it. And the Red Sox, they kind of messed around with Marte a bit. They didn't get to what they wanted. And then they sat there and they were like, I'm okay. And then it's like, all right, well, now Bregman's on the Cubs, and now you can't go back for Ketel Marte. So you're kind of in this situation where it's like, all right, you probably could have had one of them. You definitely, not even probably, you definitely could have had one of them. You couldn't pick the lane fast enough. It still to this day drives me crazy. Because as much as I like Durbin, as much as I think Durbin will be a good player and a productive player for the Red Sox, it'll be a miracle if he gets to be, Ketel Marte level offensively. It's just not going to happen. And his ceiling is probably like, to be fair, Ketel, there's things that you can knock about Ketel, but like, you wanted home run pop from either side, like Ketel could be that guy. It's it's whatever. It's whatever now. Clearly it didn't happen, but man. In the future, I would love if the WBC Finals was the best of 3. No, I kind of like the single elimination here. Man, Alejandro Kirk is just slamming baseballs into the ground right now. I do. Yeah, I like the single elimination because it lets teams just go like all out. Why is this guy dressed as a cardinal? Is that what that is? Oh, Italy. It's the Pope. MLB players are going to play in 2028 in LA. There's no way they don't. Too much publicity. I don't know, dude. It's incredibly complicated because how do you break up the season like that? You just take a full-on 2-week break? That's going to be tough for this channel. Yeah, I was just thinking that, Kyle. Although, no, because they were 1 ahead, and then they had 2 this game, and DR has 2, so no. Is there any chance Italy closes? Yeah, I think Italy has a good chance to win this game. How can you say no to playing for your country? No. Pretty easy. Actually, a lot of people do it. A lot of people say no to that. I actually think a lot of people, if they do the whole we're gonna let players play. Oh, Vladdy just went yard too. Man, Eduardo Rodriguez is not doing well right now. I'll tell you that right now. These guys are just hitting bombas. Huh? That's crazy. Sneaky Red Sox signings you may have missed. No, but my point is I actually think a lot of players, or a lot less players, would be inclined to play in the Olympics because it's right in the middle of the season. You know, like genuinely, I think, you know, maybe a player isn't doing well. Maybe they're dealing with something. Maybe their team's, 1 or 2 games back of a postseason spot. It's going to be tough. Like, there's going to be a lot of reasons why, as much as, being in the Olympics would be cool, that players are going to be like, nah, I'm good. You know? He goes, I love you, Mom, to the camera. You do what NHL does? No, I get that. It's a 2-week break. I get it. I understand how they do it, but I'm sitting here with it. I don't know. There's just so many. Yeah, there's just so many people I could see saying no. You know what the problem is? The problem is that the players are going to want to focus on that, and the owners just, like, it's going to be a footnote, Yeah, I know the Bat Boys are killing it with the DR content right now. It's been really good. It's been fun to watch. All right, Jaron, make a play. Nope. Has Durant looked good defensively? I haven't watched too many. What channel is the DR on? FS2. No, it's streaming exclusively on Tubi for some reason. Why? I don't know. But it's exclusively on Tubi. So you got to download. If you just download the Tubi app, you don't even need to log in. If you just download the app, you can watch it on there. Although, is Tubi still down? I'm watching it on Fox One. I just bought the app. I just bought the Fox app. But if you can't write it off, don't do it. Is that a Gleyber Torres and Didi Gregorius jersey? Brother, you think I'm sitting here with a Gleyber Torres and a Didi Gregorius jersey? Easton. Yeah, that's why I'm asking how he looks in right field, D. That's a Willie Abreu and Cedar Rafaela jersey. Gleyber Torres and Didi Gregorius. Ay. There's a 1-week free offer. True. Yeah, actually, download the Fox. Actually, yeah, that's a great point. If you haven't already, download the Fox One app. It's got all the games, no matter what channel they're on your iPad or your phone or whatever. And you get a free 1-week trial, which takes you through the end of the tournament. I have to say the players for the Red Sox who represent the country are playing good and really good in the WBC. Yeah, better than really good. I'd say fantastic. Thought I was a big Didi fan. Maybe the biggest, actually. For those of you who didn't know that about me. Alex Cora coaching Team Puerto Rico in the Olympics would be kind of cool, yeah. But again, like I don't know. I don't know. Like do hockey coaches go and coach their countries? Like, is that a thing? Because, like, that would make me super nervous. I know, prods. It's been crazy, dude. Dominican Republic is scored solely off of home runs. Juan Soto, Ketel Marte, Vladimir Guerrero. We need a Willie bomb here, folks. Give me a Willie Abreu homer, and I'm satisfied. Any chance they move Duran out of left field? The problem is Willie Abreu's like the second or third best defensive third baseman or defensive right fielder in baseball, and Cedon is the best center field defensive player in the game. You can't sit there and be like Duran is definitively better than one of those two. You know, like you can't. So the problem is he's kind of stuck in left field, which means you just gotta get better, I guess. Dang, Italy got nice suits. Chat, what do you think? What do you think about me playing for Italy in 2020, 2030? What is it, every 3 years? 2029? What do we think, chat? Maybe I'll get in there. If I just start training now, I'll get in there. DH him and play Anthony in left field. That feels like the answer. Dude, that is the most Italian-looking guy I've ever seen in my life. That feels like the answer with Duran. Yeah, is, hey, why don't we... I don't know about full-time DH. I actually think him splitting some time with Anthony isn't a terrible idea, but... I don't know. I don't know. You work with the most Italian looking man? No, dude. That guy was Italian. Lost in left field. Yeah, he just looks uncomfortable in left field. And it's because you know what it is? All right, Venezuela back on the board. Ooh, I like Venezuela's celebration. I don't know what they're doing, but I like it. With Duran, you know what the problem is? He's good defensively because he relies on his speed. If you look at him in center and right field, he doesn't get good reads on the ball, but he's got this great speed that he knows he can utilize, and he gets aggressive because of that speed, and he makes plays that he can't make in left field because you can't utilize your speed playing 81 games at Fenway with that monster behind you. You can't do it, right? You can only go laterally. You can't go back and forth, or you can't go horizontally. And so you're kind of taking out Duran's best defensive ability. But the problem is Willie Abreu does it better and Cedon does it better. So, like, you can't sit here and be like, man, we just want Duran to be good, so let's take our, again, third best right fielder in baseball and put him in left field just to satisfy Duran, who's going to be worse in right field anyways. And you simply can't be like, hey, here's the best center fielder in baseball. Let's move him to second base or left field just to deal with Duran. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Need training to be the bat boy? Whoa, Keith. You guys watch me. I'm going to make a series training to be on Team Italy in the WBC. I'm going to make it a YouTube series. What do I think about the Italian home run celebration? It's peak, dude. It's absolutely peak. You've got coffee, you've got a suit, you got kisses. What could be more Italian? Roman, yeah. And you look at the defense from Roman, it's like he's pretty good. Oh, another hit from Venezuela. They're making this thing a game. Luis Ariz with a double, maybe a triple. Tatis can't find the ball. Luis Ariz, slow as hell, is still at second base. But Venezuela is getting to Sandy Alcantara here. It is now 3-4 Dominican Republic. They ain't scoring versus home run. Wow, this is a bloodbath, chat. Italy is just crushed. Do we just full put on the Venezuelan game? Like this Italy game isn't even interesting. Like, do I just change this to Venezuela? This Venezuelan game's way more interesting. Plus, we got Wilson Contreras up, and I've told you guys I would do play-by-play for every Red Sox play that comes up. So it's 0-1. Luis Ariz at second base. They've just finished up a little bit of a rally here. Venezuela's now scored 3 runs in 3 innings. Dominican Republic's at 4. Our guy, Wilson Contreras, at the plate. Fouled off the first pitch. Sandy Alcantara cannot seem to find his footing here in the 3rd inning. 3 consecutive hits, no outs. Wilson Contreras swinging and missing straight through what looked to be a slider. It could have been a curveball too, but I think it was a slider. Noticeably slow to you? I mean, to be fair, there's been like one play where he's gotten to really run here, Easton. And it was just that one play where he wasn't even supposed to be sent to. Plus, to be honest with you, Roman's never going to be a guy who's got plus speed. He's going to have average speed at best. Here's the pitch from Wilson to Wilson. 98-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone that he fouls directly back. So Wilson trying to stay alive here. Keep this inning from getting under control by Sandy. They want to make sure that he is out of control and trying to score some runs here. Wow, great play by Alec Thomas in Mexico. 0-2 to Wilson Contreras. Here's the pitch. Ball down and away. Slider at that point, 86 miles an hour. Switch over. All right, chat. We'll make the switch for a bit. If the Italy game gets interesting, we'll switch back. But for now, we're gonna go to Dominican Republic. Wilson Contreras up at the dish. Well, he was up at the dish. He just struck out. But I swear he was up at the dish. And if Italy and Mexico gets interesting, and we'll put that back on the main stage because that's more pertinent to what we are doing. But for right now, we'll stay on. There it is. Okay. I still have Italy's. Whatever. That's fine. I can watch this and then. All right, 2 outs. We got William Abreu at the dish. Our boy. Oh, no, it's Wilson. It's William. Dang it. All right, I need William to get on here so William Abreu can get up in a really big moment. A lot of W's in the middle of this order. Wilson, William, Willier. Second time Williams done that, dude. He's gotten up and immediately grounded out. Come on, brother. To be crashing. Guys, download Fox One app and sign up for their free trial. You get 7 days free. That's the rest of the tournament. What can I say except you're welcome? As a Gen Xer, Durant has Harold Baines potential at DH if he puts the work in on hitting and running. I feel like, I don't know. Harold Baines had some good year. Put on the Tubi game. That's what I'm doing. That's why we are officially locked in to DR Venezuela. We've been kind of paying attention to them a little bit on the sidelines here. We've moved them to the main stage. We've moved Italy, Mexico to the side here. Just in case something happens. Again, as we're doing this, we are going to we're gonna live broadcast, or I'm gonna commentate on any Red Sox players that are up as well. All right, Mexico's got something going here. They got Joey Meneses, the little single It's kind of getting late for these guys. There's not a lot of time left. You got 3 more chances. Chat, imagine, oh my God, imagine that Mexico comes back, ties this game, they go into like a 13-inning battle, and the U.S. somehow gets knocked out because of it. Oh, God, that would be infuriating. I can't believe they lost that game, dude. Does Fox 1 include local Fox channels? How many Fox channels? I don't know. I don't really watch Fox outside of sports, so I couldn't give you the answer to that. I'm hoping Wiser, there's no way to use Wiser 2 days in a row. That'd be sweet, though. If it gets close, go to Wiser. Man, dude. Venezuela's in the Dominican Republic's bullpen has been nails. Oh my God. Oh, they're going to the bullpen now. Yeah, Tubi's been down, dude. Tubi got one good baseball game in the last, like, ever, and they butchered it. Antonio Senzatella. I want to see Junior Caminero hit an absolute tank and just spend 45 minutes going around the bases. I love when he does things like that. Hey. So, all right. So, Ranger Suarez starts game 1, which means first semifinals, Ranger Suarez starts game 1 there, right? So he would start the quarterfinals. And then who would start the second game? Because then I'd imagine probably, oh my God, dude, if Venezuela makes the finals, it's going to be Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. We're cooked. That was terrifying. Did y'all see that? So Junior Caminero taps the ball towards the first baseline. William Contreras throws it to Wilson Contreras. Junior Caminero almost ran straight through Wilson Contreras. I would have been heated, dude. Not Wilson. Anybody but Wilson. But they ended up just hugging. It's kind of wild that the U.S. or the Red Sox don't have a Dominican Republic like hitter. Like it's been a while. It basically went like Poppy, Manny to Poppy to Devers. Like Devers came up the year after. Juan Soto, trust. What about Juan Soto? If it looks like I'm mouth breathing, by the way, it's just because my nose is stuffed up. It's literally it. Man, kind of blew him away. Who is this dude coming out of Venezuela's bullpen? I like this guy. Get him on the Sox. I'm also scouting out lefties during these games, by the way. I'm doing my own scouting. Who do I want the Red Sox to pick up either at the deadline or before the season? I'm peeking around, you know. I haven't found anybody I really love yet. Junior Caminero? Yeah, dude, he's terrifying. He's going to be so good for so long. Junior Caminero has braces. Cedon had braces last year, didn't he? All right, so here's my official prediction. This guy, Senzatella, is going to strike Austin Wells out. Wilyer Bray is going to get up, hit a monster home run, and he's going to cry around in the bases, and it's going to be awesome. That's my official guess. 2-2 on Austin Wells. Also 2-2 on this Italy-Mexico game. We got off the hook last time the Rays had a young star, though. I mean, Wander Franco being a terrible person, I don't know if that's really getting off the hook. Man, bases loaded for Mexico here. Things could get really interesting right now. Uh-oh. Venezuela's got something, or Dominican Republic's got something cooking here. Geraldo Perdomo kind of scares me, low-key. Not even low-key. Dude, this Dominican Republic lineup's ridiculous. Like they're like, dude, like this is like USA. Like Dominican Republic has maybe a better lineup than USA. In Group B. What about in Group B? Yeah, I'm watching. I'm actually low-key paying attention to the Mexico game right now. They're pinch hitting. Are they pinch hitting Duran for Rowdy Tellez? Oh my God. Oh, no. They're not. That would have been so funny. Well, it wouldn't have been funny, but it would have been funny. You know. Eight players in the Dominican Republic have a home run. 4 of those 8 have 2 home runs. That's ridiculous. Oh, add Tatis. Oh my God, what an absolute bat toss that was. Oh my God, dude. Open it up. Mexico's first run is on the board. Dude, Tatis hit that and hit the coldest bat flip I think I've ever seen. That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable, chat. I need to see that bat flip again. I low-key love Fernando Tatis Jr., dude. I think in a trade, I'd give up a lot to get Tatis. Like, I'm not kidding. I would give up, I think, a dangerous amount to get Tatis. I genuinely think I would give up Meyer, Tolley, and Early. What's up, Caitlin? To get Tatis on this team. The U.S. doesn't have a home run, Selly. Oh, yeah. I think, dude, you look at like on paper, I think the U.S. I don't know, dude. It's really hard to beat the DR. Like, look at their 1 through 3 is insane. Like, imagine trying to get through that lineup on a daily basis. You're facing the Dodgers, basically. Let's take a look at what's happened in this Mexico game. Rowdy Tellez, oh, man. Brutal. Smoked a baseball right at Vinny P, dude. That was almost dangerous. But now we get Jarren Duran up to keep the scoring alive here, to keep the rally going. Jarren Duran comes up for Team Mexico. Can he do something magical, chat? Or is he destined to come back to Fort Myers and rejoin the Boston Red Sox? We're going to find out right after this pitching change. I'd imagine they're probably going left on left here with Duran, which is going to be pretty important for the Red Sox, actually. Figuring out which guys, or figuring out if Duran's going to play a little bit better against lefties. I will say, in the USA game where Duran homered twice, it was off of 2 times off a lefty. Rusty's is in the building, folks. And not only is he in the building, he's been here for 21 months. Can we get some claps to chat for Rusty's? That's awesome, man. If Italy wins a knockout round, they might actually be taking it. I don't know, dude. As much as you sit here for Italy and you say, oh, my God, they're playing really well, they haven't played Japan's pitching. They haven't played the U.S.'s top pitching. They haven't played the DR's lineup yet. You know what I mean? They haven't like, I don't know. As much as I like Italy and as much fun as they are to watch, as much as I love like the suits and the espresso and the kisses on the cheek, I just like imagine poor, guy who's been playing Italian baseball his whole life going up against Tatis, Soto, Vladdy, Julio, Cattell, Geraldo, Machado, Wells. It's like what do you do about that? Italy has the power of friendship. True. I guess that's true. Yeah, that is true. I forgot about that. He also has one off of sale as well. What's up, Daniel? How we doing tonight? Hey, get some people later in the chat. This is the longest live stream we have had this entire off season, by the way. I figured we'll do probably till 10. I'm not gonna watch the whole game. Maybe we'll try and watch the rest of this Italy Mexico game, but it's still a bit of a blowout. Like if Italy gets out of this, probably not. Huskar Brazoban. It is a lefty for Jarren Duran. 92-mile-an-hour strike on the inside corner here. Duran did not offer. Watch that one come in. La Sorsa comes on to face Jarren Duran. Still 7-1, Italy, Mexico here. Jarren Duran smokes it, just foul. Another 92-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside zone. He was super late on that one. Would love to see another home run off a lefty here. Another home run from Jarren Duran off a lefty would make 4 this spring training, which would be huge. It would also cut the deficit of Mexico here to 7-3, which is relatively interesting. All of a sudden, we got ourselves a game in the 7th inning, but obviously that needs to happen first. And it is currently 0-2 on Jarren Duran. Lays off the slider well outside. That was in the other batter's box. I keep forgetting Bayo's on the Dominican Republic team. I don't know why. I think it's because he's a pitcher. We've only seen him once. Jarren Duran checks his swing. Nope, he went around, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Jarren Duran strikes out on a slider that was quite literally in the other batter's box. That drives me a little bit nuts about Duran is he will always swing at that slider. Oh, yeah, he went. That's unfortunate. Man, Jaron, you had an opportunity there, brother. Tough last game, though. Oh, and I missed Willie Abreu on this side. I totally didn't even realize that, chat. Dang it. Oh, no, I didn't. Willier got on base, and I missed it. How did Willier get on base, chat? I don't even know. Actually, I could check. Maybe that's not Willier on base. Oh, Willier walked. Okay. Nice walk, Willier. 1 for 1 with a walk. Look at Willie go. He's hitting 308. Just saying. Wilson Contreras is hitting 300 too. Just not a lot of pop out of either of them. Would love to see some pop here. Would love to see a little bit of pop. Can't sleep. I miss David Hamilton and Isaiah Campbell. No, E. I don't think so. All the Red Sox in the WBC have been solid. Yeah, they've been good. They've been good. There have been some players who've been a lot better. Like, Roman's been really good. Duran's been really good. Eaton looked really good. He's coming back. The one person that I will say struggled in this WBC, like, mightily, is Ceddanne Rafaela. He had a little bit of a tough WBC. But, you know, again, it's like he had a tough series, basically. He played 4 games. Man, is the DR going to run away with this game too? Oh, all right, E. Then I guess they do. If you knew the answer, then why'd you ask the question? Man, Jaron. Why? Why, Jaron? All right, let's see Acuna hit a home run here to drive Willie in. Nope, ball 1. Yeah, it's actually low key a little bit messed up how like the MLB's like poaching Dominican talent a little bit. I mean, there's literally quite literally like you play like every kid plays baseball, right? If you show even a modicum of talent, you're taken out of regular schools at age like 10, and you're put in these baseball academies where you like learn, but also you practice 3 times a day baseball. And it's just like that's just your life, and then it's until you get hopefully signed. And two, you got to remember that a lot of these teams in baseball, like every team in baseball, I shouldn't say a lot of these teams, agree to sign these guys at like 13 years old. Like the Red Sox just this offseason agreed to sign a 13-year-old. The Dodgers just did it. The Yankees had a guy this offseason they committed to. Like every team in baseball does it. It's just like it almost feels wrong. It feels wrong. Like the system they set up is crazy. It's not just the Dominican Republic either, you know, especially recently Venezuela, you know, Venezuela started doing this as well. That's why, you know, you see a lot of these great players from Venezuela come through. It's just, I don't know. You know, it's interesting. But that's also why you're looking at these and it's like it's crazy. But if they are real talents, they get millions of dollars in fee generations. So yeah, that's the oh my God, Vinny Pasquantino went yard again. To get a contract, you're at least 16. Yeah, to actually sign the contract, Jess, you have to be 16 years old. But to agree to sign said contract, you can be as young as you want. The Red Sox can sit there and say to a 5-year-old and say, hey, man, in 11 years, we're going to give you a contract that's worth $1.3 million, but you're not allowed to sign with any other team or we're going to take that out. Right? Yeah, I don't disagree, Richard. Like there are pros and cons to it for sure. And there are a lot of reasons why a lot of these people do that. And it's not even so much that they need to get into, MLB to make millions of dollars and feed their family's lineage for a lifetime. It's also too like, they sign their deal, and if some of these guys sign for, $600,000, $500,000, like that's livable for a long time. And even if you only make it up to AAA for, let's say you play AAA for 6 or 7 years or whatever, that's still $180,000 a year. So there are much worse places to end up. It's just sort of like it's just interesting to me. Man, Vinny Pasquantino is about to have 3 espresso shots this game. 3 espresso shots. I think I drop dead. My fiance, I think, has 3 espresso shots every morning, but I certainly could not do that. I don't even drink coffee. Yeah, I'm surprised low-key, with all the costumes we've seen for the WBC, I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone in a Sasquatch outfit. Actually, low-key. I thought we would. Both these games being blowouts, chat. You enjoy espresso? Yeah, I just don't drink coffee. I like the taste of it. I don't know. I don't like caffeine. Oh, excuse me, chat. Sorry. Yawning a little bit. Vinny Pasquantino has the first 3-run home run game in 20-year history of the WBC. That's pretty impressive. Hopefully they got a non-caffeinated option in there. He's not going to be able to sleep for a mile. Try espresso with Red Bull? No, dude. I don't want to. Again, I think I'd drop dead. Could have used some caffeine? Who? Me? Why? Am I being boring right now? I apologize. I'm just trying to, pay attention to the games, also talk. Here's the problem. I'm usually pretty good at talking straight, fully through, right? Usually I have no problem talking. But right now I've got chat, I've got the Dominican Republic and Venezuela, and I've got Mexico and Italy here. So I'm not used to having 3 different things I got to be paying attention to. I suppose what I could do is just ignore you guys. What's my favorite trader signing the Red Sox this offseason? Favorite? I think my favorite trade the Red Sox or signing is Wilson Contreras. I think Wilson Contreras might be my favorite addition to the Red Sox this offseason. I really, really like that dude. I think he's gonna. I think we as Red Sox fans have just kind of accepted that our best first baseman defensively is going to be below average. This guy's going to be an above average first baseman. We haven't had that in a long time. And I think that's going to be a big difference that we sit there and we're like, wait a second, this does a lot. Over Suarez, I don't know. I really like the Suarez signing too. Let me ask you this. You look at the Red Sox offseason without Suarez versus without Contreras. I think the Red Sox are in a worse place without Contreras this year. I think by the end of this year, it'll probably be I think the correct answer over the long term is Suarez, but I'm thinking at this second right now, I think it's Wilson. Pitchers are a little bit of a wild card in Fenway, that's true. I mean, we'll see, right? At the end of the day, we'll see. It's just sort of an opinion, right? It's not really there's no statistical correct answer here. It's just sort of your opinion. I really like the Contreras addition. I think he's going to be an underrated pickup in baseball in general this offseason. You know what DR does too? The Dominican Republic just kind of demoralizes team. Like imagine you're playing on the other team and you're like, man, I hate these celebrations. But then they hit 4 of them. You know what I mean? It's like, and then it's like, and then you're sitting there after the third one. You're like, okay. Braden Ward has been the most fun to watch so far. Yeah, but to be fair, he's also been the only addition the Red Sox made this offseason that's been fully at camp outside of Durbin. Well, I guess Gray and Oviedo have been there too. It's basically just Suarez and Contreras. It's already the 5th inning. Man, these games are kind of flying low key. Like it felt like USA's games over the last couple of days have been just so long. Like that, not last night's game, but the Mexico game. Man, that was like 3.5 hours. I guess we're already on 2.5. But man, those felt so long. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because the U.S. takes more walks than any other team. Like they just have more ABs. It's the only thing I can think of. What other reason would there be? Like it's not like the US uses more pitchers than other teams. If anything, I think they use less pitchers overall. Also, can we talk about Whitlock, dude? That guy. The fact that there were people, I retweeted Mark, Draftneck Mark. I'm sure you guys know who that is. He was like, when Whitlock came in, he was like, Whitlock instead of Mason Miller. What are we doing? People figuring out that Garrett Whitlock is an absolute demon might be one of my favorite parts of the WBC so far. Everyone who wasn't a Red Sox or Yankee fan, well, actually, let me rephrase that. Anyone who wasn't a Red Sox or an AL East fan was like, who the hell is this guy? And then he just comes in, throws bowling ball sinkers, threw 7 strikes in a row, struck 2 guys out after allowing a single, and it was just over. It's like, yeah, that's Garrett Whitlock if you didn't know already. That's the guy you're paying attention for because he is an absolute freak of nature. And a dog, too. Future all-star closer. I do think they're lining Whitlock up to be the closer. Yeah, Weisert's been good for Italy, too. Yeah, he was a little bit sketchy in the first one, but yeah. Whitlock is reliever of the year type. Yes. Yes. I was gonna be like, I don't know. There's a lot of good relievers now. The answer is yeah. Whitlock is absolutely a reliever of the year for sure. Type player. Like, yeah, you could see that for sure. They almost ruined him with the starting pitcher stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. They tried to push that for a while. You know what's interesting too? It wasn't just that they tried to push it for a while. It was that they tried to do it with it was 2 different, right? They tried to do it with Heim and they tried to do it with Breslow. That's what surprises me the most, is that both of these people looked at that and said, I'm thinking Whitlock's a starter, you know? That's kind of interesting. He'd be the closer on almost every other team. Yeah, he probably would. I think this year we're going to see Whitlock get chances to close a bit more than we used to, or we did last year. I think the Red Sox are going to use Chapman a little interestingly this year in terms of he's your closer, but you can also use him in the 8th. How many more years do you think Chapman could play before he retires? Well, he's got that, what are they called, chat, where it kicks in after a certain threshold and gets another year in the contract. A contract stipulation, I don't know, for another year. So if he hits a certain, what is it? I think it's innings. If he hits a certain amount of innings, he gets another year in his contract. So I'd say 2 probably. I don't think he plays past the Red Sox. I don't. Oh, you just saw the Tatis one baseball? Yeah, that one was sick. All right, we got a chance Willier gets up in a big moment here. Is there a record he's chasing? I don't think he's close to like a historic amount of saves, like enough in the next 2 years. I don't think, cuz he kind of stopped being a closer there for a little bit. Yeah, Pasquatch has a 3 home run night, dude. It's been a weird night for WBC for sure. Oh no, yeah, he's so I lied. He is 33 saves off of 400. Which is crazy. So, I'd imagine he probably plays until he hits that number, right? He's gotta play until he hits that number. Low key, he could probably hit that number this. No, probably not. He had 32 saves last year. It's the best closer in baseball. So it's probably gonna take 2 years to get there. Arise might be a demon this year. I don't know, dude. I don't think Arise is gonna be a demon. He said he wanted to retire with the Sox. All right, well then there's your answer. So it'll probably be, if that contract does happen and he ends up getting 2027 too. Not in San Fran? What about San Fran? Oh. Who, Devers? What about Devers? Is that what we're talking about? Dude, you see that guy? Did you see that guy in Venezuela try and hit the net into the ball? oh, Luis Ariz, yeah. All right, here's Wilson Contreras. We're doing play-by-play here. Strike one was a 99-mile-an-hour heater, dead down the middle. Wilson is currently 1 for 2 on the evening. I think he's 1 for 2 with an RBI as well. A lot of singles this WBC. No extra. He might have 1 double this WBC, but nothing incredibly crazy. 1-1. Pitch on the outside of the plate. Mexico and Canada have gone to a commercial break. They're in the 9th inning, I believe, now. Bottom of the 5th for Venezuela DR is Wilson Contreras takes another strike on the top of the zone here. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. I agree, Dennis. I think Meyer is going to be an absolute demon this year because they're only going to really play him against righties, and he was pretty good against righties last year. I think he gets better this year. Anyways, here we go. Here's the pitch. Wilson Contreras fouls it straight back, a slider in the outside part of the zone. Our spring training team has been so bad. We have the most WBC participants, don't we? Adam Ottavino now in relief for Team Italy here. Old friend alert. Bottom of the 8th inning for Team Italy. This is not going to be Mexico's last chance, but they are quickly running out. Ball 2 to Wilson Contreras. The count is now 2-2 on an outside. I think he just kind of he lost a sinker there. Pulled it. Contreras has a 609 OPS in the WBC, but is hitting 300. So like I said, there's a fly ball, lazy fly ball out to second base. Ketel Marte calls it off, and Wilson Contreras is out. Unfortunate. Low-key, oh no. Never mind. I was like, low-key, Venezuela might be better by losing here because then they'd play Korea, but instead Venezuela's on a track to play Japan. That's not great. Yeah, Oviedo's. I actually made a short about Oviedo on the channel today. I'm very excited about Oviedo. It feels like that first start was with him being sick. He walked 3 batters. Since then, in his next 6 innings, he hasn't walked a single batter. He struck out 8 guys in those 6 innings and has allowed 3 hits. That's kind of what you were expecting with the way the Red Sox have been talking about this guy. That's what you were kind of expecting. So to see that come into fruition is really, really cool. I really hope that Australia... Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Japan got upset a little bit, but it just felt like every time they got close to being upset, they just turned the Jets on, man. They truly do not care. Murakami's going to do something. Yoshida's going to do something. Otani's going to do something. It was just like every single like late inning, there was just something there that exploded. Like, it's been weird how these dominant teams have won so far. Like, the U.S. is the only team that's like, that came into the tournament is like, oh, these guys are going to be dominant, who hasn't been. Like, Dominican Republic has won exactly how you'd expect, just out hitting everybody. It doesn't matter the opponent; they're just gonna beat you to death with their bats on the baseball field. And then, like, Japan has been kind of a little bit of everything. Another fly ball for Venezuela and another quick inning. They just can't get anything going here. They have the same amount of hits. The problem is four of the Dominican Republic's 6 hits have left the yard. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. What other WBC team can be like, oh yeah, 4 of my 6 hits have been home runs? That's crazy. It's crazy, chat. Italy last night? What do you mean Italy last night? Italy today has been hitting a ton of tanks, dude. What do they have? They have 4 home runs too. Thoughts on Nathan Hickey? Nathan Hickey's interesting to me. I kind of feel like it's Nathan Hickey's one of those guys that it's like if he could just elevate his game one step in terms of the contact that he makes, he'd be an incredibly interesting player. The problem is you're on year 5 with Nathan Hickey, and he just can't seem to figure out how to take that step. Right? The defense is what it is. He's not a great defensive catcher. He plays fairly decent, actually, first base. Like, it's not bad. And he hits tanks. It's just that he doesn't hit consistent enough within, in terms of his zone contact, in terms of his whiff rates, in terms of his swing decisions. Like, there's just not enough contact there. So he's going to look good in minor league baseball, but the reason he's not, I don't think he'll ever get a chance to, get a real opportunity in Major League Baseball outside of like a cup of coffee on a weekend series is just simply because of that. Like, he'll get up here and just get eaten alive, unfortunately, which sucks. But it's one of those guys that one off season, who knows? Unfortunately, that off season hasn't come, and I think that's why the Red Sox have held on to him a bit because they sit there with that and they're like, you just figure out the swing decisions and the whiff rate, and you're a really interesting player, but just hasn't happened so far. But he does hit some monstrous tanks. Whenever I'm down in Worcester, man. By the way, that's my goal this year, chat, or my second goal this year, is to get down to Worcester more. Like I didn't do a single interview last year, and I think you guys like those interviews, so I'm going to try to do more of those coming into 2026. Especially now that we, Tolly's down there. Early will probably be down there. Costas will be down there at some point. Campbell will probably be down there. Our boy Mikey will be down there. So we'll try to get some. I'm definitely going opening weekend to Worcester. I'll be there interviewing. Me and my brother are going. That's my cameraman, by the way, Evan. Has he ever been in a video? I don't know that he's ever been in a video. Having Okamoto would have helped Masa too. I don't know. Okamoto would have been cool, man. I would have been fine with Okamoto and Wilson Contreras low key. I think I kind of said that too. Like I would have been all right with it. Like, how much better is Durbin going to be than Okamoto? I don't know. The difference is Durbin's younger, so Durbin will continue to grow, whereas Okamoto is already 30 years old. It's going to be South Korea versus Dominican and Puerto Rico versus Italy tomorrow. Lone Depot, Miami. Ooh. There's some fun matchups there, actually, low key. I feel like the Dominican Republic's going to beat up on South Korea. I don't know much about South Korea's pitching, but I don't think it's like incredibly strong. But Italy versus Puerto Rico is going to be fun. Because it's a couple of underrated teams. Like I didn't really expect Puerto Rico to make it out of pool play, to be honest with you. But to be fair, their pool wasn't exactly like loaded. It was what was it? It was Nicaragua. It was Canada. It was Puerto Rico, and it was Cuba, right? Yeah, South Korea does have some nasty bat flips. That's true. Wow, nice catch, Arise. What do you guys think of the ABS systems, by the way? I feel like I haven't asked you guys that question yet. What do we think of if you've been paying attention to spring training games, what do you guys think of it? Is Yoshida's trade value gone up? Yeah. Yeah, I do think, I don't know if it's to the point where people are like jumping at the opportunity to get Yoshida, but I would imagine, yes, I think that his stock is raised a little bit. Different. I think it's pretty good so far. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. Like when the pitch timer came in, I was like, okay, cool. Like this is instantly like you can tell that games are going faster. I like this. I don't know about this ABS thing. I like it. I don't know. Like it just feels like it fully pulls you out of a game. You know? Like it really does feel like it just fully pulls you out of the game for like 3 seconds. And not that it elongates the game all that much. Like I'm not saying we're sitting here being like, man, how are we ever going to get through this game? But it's only 2 challenges a game until you lose those challenges. So like when I was watching games, like Wilson Contreras had 3 challenges because he got all 3 correct. And then they lost the 2 later in the game. So it was really like 5. All right, here comes Mexico again. 9-1 in the 8th inning against Oviedo. Or Ottavino, sorry. Makes you look like a dummy, though, if you see a challenge, a terrible call. Yeah, it is funny. Some of the challenges coming out were hilarious. Austin Wells is blooping one in. Classic. Everyone else is hitting homers. Austin Wells is hitting little dinky doos. I do think the one thing that I like about the ABS is that it is going to force, like some games where you're like, oh my God, this umpire's calling only low balls, strikes, and calling high strikes balls. It's going to force him into the zone, right? So like if you're at the beginning of the game and all of a sudden like 4 balls in the first inning get overturned to strikes, the umpire is going to be able to adjust a little bit to it. So full count, 9th inning challenge. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Instant replay. Nice catch, Garcia. Instant challenge replayed to crew chief instead of visual challenge makes it move faster. Yeah, it would. It would for sure. I do wonder why they put it on the like jumbotron to make it go fast, to do it like that. I guess they're not gonna be so quick to challenge once the season started. Alex wanted to play. Well, yeah. Obviously, it's gonna be used differently during the season, but I don't know. I still think that'll be a lot. I actually think framing kind of became a little bit more important with the ABS. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but there's some strategy involved in this too. Like if you think about it, right? Let's say a guy is getting away with framing super well, and he's making every pitch look like a strike. And all of a sudden, the batters are like, well, now he's framing everything. I think that's a ball. And they lose a challenge early on, right? Because the catcher made it look like he was bringing everything in, when in reality, it's been a strike the whole time. So I think framing changes a little bit, but I still think it's really important. So there's a fire alarm going off somewhere. Yeah, it is fast, so it is nice. It doesn't to me. It just like it's like a little. It's like the first time that a rule's been implemented where it kind of like fully takes me out of the game. This could be big for Team Mexico over here. Those strike 3 calls with runners on are going to be exciting. Yeah, that is true. That's also true, Keith. Yeah. Still not sold the runner on second thing. I've just gotten used to it, I think. Hold on, chat. There's a fire alarm going off. I just want to make sure it's not ours. I think this one, I have one right here. If one fire alarm goes off in your house, the rest of them go off, right? Mexico baffles another. That hurts us. Corbin Narvaez is a great framer. Yes and no, but at the same time too, again, you got to remember, you're only going to be able to challenge a certain amount of pitches, right? If you lose those pitches, or if you lose those challenges, framing becomes exactly what it was before. If you could challenge every pitch, yeah, then framing becomes obsolete. But unless the other team is perfect with every single frame that you make, the framing's still going to be big. I'm also wondering if maybe something in the stadium's going off. No, it's definitely not. The fire alarm's still going off. I'm a little bit worried now. All right, chat. So we'll probably call it quits in a couple of minutes. It doesn't look like either game's incredibly close. Of course, I'm going to get off, and both these games are going to get super exciting. But I think we're going to call it quit. I mean, it's been 3 hours, so. This was basically our warm-up. I'm thinking we'll probably do... the finals game, too. Italy's almost over. Yeah, I know. But none of these games are exceptionally close. Man, look at how much more fun Dominican fans are having, dude. You're ordering coffee? Man, good luck, Dennis. Oh, wait, you're on a different time zone. Oh, yeah, just what we need. Espressos? Yeah, that's what he needs. So Roman will be the captain next WBC? He better be, dude. Who else would it be? All right, another walk for Willie Abreu. I didn't even realize he was up. Oops. Sorry, chat. He clearly held. I don't know why they're debating this. We got Andres Munoz in the game for Mexico. Interesting, they're using him in this game while they're down by 8 runs. Well, actually, yeah. What am I talking about? This is probably the last time they're going to play. Oh, yeah, Bobby Witt will probably be the captain next time around. But I don't know. Roman might have an actual shot here. I think Willie and Contreras will be great 4-5 in the lineup. I agree. I'm really excited for both these guys to get in there and play. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, Bobby Witt, those plays were unbelievable. Those plays were unbelievable. And like back-to-back innings too. Guy's just a freak. Just an absolute freak in nature. All right, chat. I think I'm going to call it. If these games are closer, maybe I'd stay on, but I got to write tomorrow's script. What do you guys want a video on? Jaron Duran, maybe? Make Story look like Volpe. I appreciate you guys being here tonight, man. This was fun. This was a good time. Watched a lot of games, had a lot of good conversations. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back tomorrow for a video, but in the meantime, I will see you all